Welcome back to the Fulfilled Female Entrepreneur Podcast. It's your host, Cassandra Rosa. The mission of this podcast is to help you to create a fulfilling life and business. Today, I'm really excited to be talking about how to get focused on your goals for the fall. Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. I hope that you had a fantastic summer. I know that I did. I'm really excited to be talking about how to reignite your productivity after the summertime and conquer the rest of your 2023 goals. When September comes around, kids are back to school, the summer has come to an end. It's like almost a second New Year's in which that we can refocus on the habits that we want, increasing our productivity. At least this is the way that I see it. And I know many of you do the same. So I figured it'd be an amazing topic to talk about today. As much as it's time to get focused and get productive, it can feel overwhelming and daunting and kind of hard to get that momentum kickstarted again. So with that being said, if this is something that you are struggling with, this is the episode for you to tune into. With that being said, let's get started into sharing some of the practical tips and tricks that I use to get refocused on my goals and get productive again. So something that we're really going to be unpacking today is what I call the circle and start method. So you might be wondering, what is that, Cassandra? Well, it is kind of like a step-by-step process that I use to kickstart the productivity, to move through the overwhelm, to move through the uncertainty of what steps to take and like that dreaded how that we all get stuck with, to allow you to get focused and getting action, momentum kickstarted again. So with that being said, you want to focus in on like a goal that you want to create for yourself. It doesn't even need to be something big. Say it is creating a new habit. Say that you want to wake up earlier in the morning, or you want to have a workout in the morning, or this same method works for the big things, like starting a podcast of your own or getting a website done, whatever it may be. So first, you start with a goal that you want to create for yourself. And then to move through the how, which is the biggest thing that stops people from getting productive, from making their goals a reality, it really comes down to taking out the I don't know out of your vocabulary and writing down the steps that you think that you need to take to achieve your goal. So it's emptying them out in no particular order, making them as small as possible, and making a master list. So just grab your pen and paper and practically start writing it out, writing it out, writing it out. So that way you have an abundance of steps available to you. So that how thing will stop because you have the steps available to you. With that being said, when you have your list, you look at all your steps and you figure out what would be the first 3 that you believe that you need to start to be able to achieve that goal that you want to achieve. And you number them off 1, 2, 3, and then you circle the baby step to get started. You circle the baby step. So circle and start. Circle and start. So let's come up with an example so that you can see how this works. So say you want to launch your own podcast. That's the example that's streaming through. If you want to start your podcast, you're like, I don't know where to start. So you might be thinking, okay, I want to have a mic. I want to figure the name. I want to have the cover art. I want a list of topics, guests, figure out my channel in which I can broadcast this to all the different platforms, figure out a start date, some promo materials for social media, figuring out my brand colors. So it's a variety of steps that you can do. So then let's just say you're going to start with the mic. You're going to start to figure out the brand colors, and you are going to create the cover art. So say those are the first 3 steps. So you would number those 1, 2, 3, circle with the first one, which is mic, and start. So going on Amazon, looking at podcast mics, and then purchasing your mic. So that would be your first step. So what I love with the circle and start method is that it works through your block of like the how, because you're hypothesizing, you're moving the I don't know out of your brain and writing down possible steps, and you're having 3 ready to go and start. So you can get those 3 complete, and then you can write down and number off another 3. So it kind of helps you from getting out of your head and getting that momentum going, especially because these steps that you're writing down are simple, right? Purchasing a podcast mic isn't the hardest thing. Choosing the colors of your brand might not be so hard, right? So keeping it simple and getting that momentum kick-started, because that way it helps you to create a plan. So that can kind of get that momentum started. So once you have the plan and you're having those small steps accordingly, that is super key. So from that place, you can focus in on looking at your schedule and penciling in what are some time windows that you can focus on doing your baby steps, and maybe just starting, even if you're still kind of getting into the flow of things and your new flow with your kids, if you're going back to school or if you're working a full-time job, and you're working long hours, it's like looking at and asking yourself, what is one step I can take today to kickstart this momentum, to get productive? Because it takes you like 5 minutes to get a podcast mic, or to choose colors, maybe going on Pinterest and searching, podcast brand colors or color palettes is something that won't take a lot of time and a lot of effort. So the more that you start proving to yourself and saying, hey, I'm crossing things off of this list. And something else I recommend is to cross off the items when you are completing them. And you're seeing, wow, like even though it's a small step, I'm starting to check things off. That gives you this inherent sense of momentum and productivity that will allow you to build the confidence that you're out of this rut of lack of focus, that you're out of this rut of lack of productivity, and you're starting to kickstart that momentum. So it's a very simple process, and it is something that I use all the time, especially with new goals and big daunting goals, to be able to kickstart that momentum. So with that being said, I hope this resonates. If you're needing any support, you are welcome to connect with me on Instagram. My handle is Cassandra Rosa A. It would be my honor and my privilege to support you on your journey. And I know this was a very short and sweet episode today, but sometimes that's what you kind of need to be able to get that refocus and that productivity ignited inside of you. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I'll upload a new video on Thursday. See you in the next one. Bye.